we always have haters in everything.
Oh yeah, that comes with. That's when you know you're doing something right too. Sometimes
that part. So I'm doing a great job.
Shantae walked in there and called his name one time, Calvin. In front of Naomi Campbell.
Yes, sir.
In front of Diddy. And looked at me and took my hat off. I said, yes, ma'am.
I believe there are some gay rappers that just ain't came out the closet. But as time moves on, everybody accepts everybody, and I feel like there will be an acceptance of it. It's just a matter of who will be, the first one to come out of the closet.
But now, it's been a very long time.
Did Snoop's wife just expose a plot against him? And what does this have to do with his shocking fallout with Diddy? I'm used to it now. It's been a very long time. The alleged connection to the gay mafia leaked tapes and dark truths about freak-offs are we. Watching the unraveling of hip-hop's biggest player, I believe there are some gay rappers. They just ain't came out the closet. And here's where it gets even messier. A cryptic message from Snoop's wife has fans questioning if someone close to the Dogfather might be plotting his downfall.
I've been with Snoop forever, and, people are haters. People don't want to see you grow, don't want to see you come up.
How does all of this connect to Tupac Biggie and the legendary feud that shaped rap history? Let's dig into the scandals, the accusations, and the dangerous games being played. Shant Bruss has been Snoop's side through thick and thin, and in 2021, she even took on the role of managing his career. She's been the driving force behind Snoop's success, making sure he stays on top of his game in the cutthroat industry. Their relationship is the envy of many. And for good reason, they've weathered the storms of fame together and come out stronger. On the other side, Snoop has credited Shant with being his rock, the one who keeps him grounded amidst all the chaos of celebrity life. And speaking of chaos, Snoop hasn't been shy about sharing his experiences working in Hollywood. He's peeled back the curtain on the dark side of the industry, shedding light on the shady dealings that often go unnoticed by the public in it. Seems like Shant has been right there with him, backing up his claims and providing evidence to support what he's saying. For context, a recently resurfaced video of Candyman explains how Shant rescued Snoop Dogg from falling into the hands of Diddy's weird, freaky parties.
He walked in there and called his name one time, Calvin. In front of Naomi Campbell.
Yes, sir.
In front of Diddy. And looked at me and took my hat off. I said, yes.
Candyman went on to add that everyone in the room respected Shant's decision to get her husband out of that party.
When it come down to the wife, that's golden.
In any case, one thing Snoop and Shant currently agree on is that Hollywood isn't always what it seems behind the glitz and glamour. There's a whole lot of drama and deceit lurking in the shadows. Snoop has even echoed Cat Williams' warnings about certain industry bigwigs, hinting that there's more to their lavish parties than meets the eye. Did be wanting a body. And you got to tell him, no, you got to tell him, no, I did. Through it all, Snoop and Shant have remained a united front. They face the challenges of Hollywood together, standing tall against the tide of rumors and scandals. And it's clear that their bond is stronger than ever, built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. However, there have been times when even Snoop's wife couldn't shield him from the predatory grip of the industry. For context, Courtney Burgess, witness in Diddy's case, recently claimed that Kim Porter's diary is packed with stories about the unusual relationship between Diddy and Snoop Dogg.
Even Snoop, you understand? And a lot of more people, their career went up when they sat on this man's lap as the director. You understand?
Oh, man.
And that's why a lot of them sold their soul to be on.
Now these are two hip-hop legends, right? Both are known for their tough gangster images. But apparently Kim's diary suggests there were moments between them that seemed very different. We're talking about Snoop and Diddy being spotted in what some might call intimate situations, even holding hands at private events. Now, these are two hip-hop legends, right? Both are known for their tough gangster images. But apparently Kim's diary suggests there were moments between them that seemed very different. We're talking about Snoop and Diddy being spotted in what some might call intimate situations, even holding hands at private events. Yeah, you heard that right. The diary supposedly describes them sharing some really close moments, way closer than most. people would expect from two men who've built their reputations around being tough and untouchable. It's not the type of thing you'd ever imagine from them, which makes it all the more surprising. But here's the twist. Kim's notes hint that there was something deeper going on. This wasn't just about being friends. It's rumored that there was a sort of deal or understanding between them, an arrangement that could have played a part in helping Snoop's career in the highly competitive hip-hop scene. And Diddy's alleged influence wasn't just limited to Snoop. Kim's diary reportedly mentions a string of similar interactions, even naming other big names in the industry like Neo and Andre Harrell. There are even supposed photos that capture Diddy in close moments with these other figures.
They got Diddy and Neo, and if you heard Neo's wife call him Little Diddy, that he like free golf. And you got Andre Harrell, he hugged up like they finished tongue kissing.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hug on our boys like.
And here's where things get even darker. Kim's notes suggest that Diddy might have had what you could call double agents, people in his circle who weren't just working for him, but were also connected to rival camps like Tupac's crew. These insiders might have been secretly passing info back to Diddy. You understand? He was a double agent for the record labels. He was a snitch for the MLAPD. But the claims don't stop there. According to Kim's diary, Diddy's reach went way beyond his own empire. He allegedly had a hand in shaping hip-hop culture itself. The diary hints at Diddy pushing certain narratives like introducing same-as themes into the industry, possibly to test the boundaries of what was acceptable, and maybe to serve his own interests. And then there's the wildest part. Some pages of Kim's diary reportedly include censored details that point directly to Snoop Dogg stuff that goes as far as describing them sharing a bed.
To X's for certain people's names, like who was the X's that was taken out of the book?
The X's was for Snoop, about him sleeping with, supposed to be in the bed with Diddy.
Whoa, that's crazy.
They caught.
But the biggest kicker is how Snoop's career took off after he left Death Row Records and teamed up with Diddy. This move launched him into a new level of fame. But it's got people wondering what was the real price of that partnership. On the surface, it looked like a smart career move. But insiders are now questioning whether their professional relationship had more layers than anyone could have guessed. With Diddy's influence, Snoop shed the shadows of Death Row. But his proximity to Diddy could also have entangled him in the controversies surrounding Tupac and Biggie's deaths. Snoop found himself at the center of a narrative he couldn't escape. However, in recent years, it seemed Team Snoop has tried to escape the clasps of the industry by exposing it. In fact, he recently called out Diddy the so-called gay mafia. I believe there are some gay rappers. They just ain't came out the closet. But as time moves on, everybody accepts everybody. And I feel like there will be an acceptance of it. It's just a matter who will be you. Know the first one to come out of the closet. What's more, Snoop has slowly been revealing all the shady things he has done with Diddy. You see, the biggest kicker is how Snoop's career took off after he left Death Row Records and teamed up with Diddy. This move launched him into a new level of fame. But it's got people wondering what was the real price of that partnership. On the surface, it looked like a smart career move. But insiders are now questioning whether their professional relationship had more layers than anyone could have guessed. With Diddy's influence, Snoop shed the shadows of Death Row. But his proximity to Diddy could also have entangled him in the controversies surrounding Tupac and Biggie's deaths. Snoop found himself at the center of a narrative he couldn't escape. In a recent interview, Shocker stirred the pot by implying Diddy might have had a hand in taking out Tupac. Just when people thought this cold case was done and dusted, Las Vegas detectives arrested Dwayne "Keffy D. Davis, a 60-year-old gang leader with deep ties to some serious street business. Keffy D's name has been floating around the hip-hop conspiracy ether for years. So the fact that authorities just now picked him up has left everyone wondering what took so long.
I believe there are some gay rappers that just ain't came out the closet. But as time moves on, everybody accepts everybody, and I feel like there will be an acceptance of it. It's just a matter of who will be, the first one to come out of the...
Last year, Keffy D's arrest sent shock waves through the entertainment world, offering a glimmer of hope for those still craving justice for Tupac. But for Mopper Shocker, this moment feels more like déjà vu than victory. He described it as bittersweet, his raised eyebrow conveying the fact that They had been well aware of Keffe D's involvement for many years. The million-dollar question that continues to loom large is why did it take authorities so long to apprehend a suspect who had been openly divulging his role in the crime?
For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith.
According to Mopper, this arrest hasn't provided the closure that many had hoped for. Instead, it has stirred up past traumas for decades. Tupac's family has borne the weight of mourning, the loss of an iconic figure, without any semblance of retribution. Over the years, a multitude of conspiracy theories have swirled around the unaliement, and a solitary arrest is unlikely to alter people's perspectives. Mopper firmly believes that more individuals were involved in his brother's unaliement, and he is urging authorities to intensify their investigation to identify everyone responsible.
We were just all in the car together. Okay.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
Now Mopper didn't point fingers directly. He's careful with his words. But the way he talked about Diddy's possible involvement got people side-eyeing all over again. It's no secret that Tupac and Diddy were knee-deep in the East Coast-West Coast beef, so it's not that wild. Of an idea, Diddy had a lot to lose. If Tupac stayed on top, Bad Boy Records and Death Row were basically at war. But here's where things get weird. Because this isn't just about Diddy. Snoop Dogg, of all people, is also caught in the crossfire, and the rumors about Snoop's role in all this, they go way deeper than most people realize. Snoop Dogg and Tupac were supposed to be tight. They were both on Death Row Records, rolling with cenat, and dropping bangers left and right. But as things started heating up between the East and West Coast camps, Snoop wasn't exactly riding for Tupac the way everyone expected. Rumor has it that Snoop started getting real buddy with Diddy, which didn't sit right with Tupac. Let's be honest, Tupac was out here calling out Bad Boy and going full savage on Hit 'Em Up, and meanwhile Snoop was apparently playing it safe and staying friendly with the enemy.
We deal with the loss. My nieces, nephews, my sister, my brothers, we all...
Things got so tense between Snoop and Tupac that there are stories of Tupac straight up ignoring Snoop during a flight back from New York just days before Tupac was gunned down in Vegas. Snoop even admitted in later interviews that Tupac gave him the cold shoulder during that trip. Can you imagine the tension on that plane? Two rap legends sitting in silence, knowing they were drifting apart. Wild stuff. But the real kicker came from Suge Knight. Now, isn't exactly known for holding back. This dude throws accusations like confetti over the years. He's floated the idea that Snoop Dogg might have been involved in some way with Tupac's. On Almond, Suge Knight has resurfaced with additional revelations about the inner workings of the Nine's West Coast hip-hop scene, asserting his significant role in the Snoop Dogg case. An installment of Collect Call with Schneid, broadcast on November 9th last year through Dave May's Breakbeat Media, delved into how the former Death Row Records head claims to have saved Snoop Dogg from a potential life sentence.
Dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy, or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our family.
We
over
peacefully
here.
Coexist right now because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that sell.
Knight boldly asserted, if it weren't for me, Snoop would still be in prison doing life, as he recounted the events leading to the infamous trial in 1993. Snoop Dogg and his former bodyguard Mick faced first and second degree unaliement charges related to the death of Philip Little Smooth, one Merriam in Los Angeles, detailing the legal strategy. Knight recalled a crucial moment. The lawyer said, well, the bodyguard has a 9mm, so we can't say he protected Snoop and shot the guy. Snoop had a .380 Belwo. I said, with BF, if the bodyguard had a .380 and Snoop had a 9mm and he got shot with a 380, right? He got shot with a 9mm. But since Snoop had the 380 and the bodyguard had a 9mm and he got shot with a 380, all the bodyguard got to say is he was using 380 bullets in his 9mm. Knight continued to explain his intervention, claiming to have spent $6 million to tie up loose ends. This included settling a blackmail attempt within Snoop's circle, even meeting with a private investigator to set the record straight, according to Knight. This intervention led to the destruction of an alleged incriminating tape.
It's but.
So what you mean when you say that he'd still be in prison?
Because when Snoop got convicted for
Shot Rock Right Schneid raised some serious questions about Snoop Dogg's claim to death row records, hinting that Snoop might not have obtained it fairly in an audio call shared by TMZ in April 2023, whose serving time voiced doubts about Snoop's role. The owner and CEO of the iconic label, according to Snoop's take, might be linked to some shady dealings with Michael Haro Harris, a convicted drug lord who initially funded Death Row Records back in the day.
Got through a gang sign to them, they start chasing them in the Jeep like that. They shoot. And the guy got shot and ricocheted up.
When asked what he thought of Snow taking over the label, Sh didn't hold back. He called out Harris, saying he believes the guy engaged in bankruptcy fraud, and claims his legal team found evidence of this just a week before the call. In Sh's words, Snoop has partner, which is Michael Harris, right? They committed bankruptcy fraud. I didn't lose my company by doing anything wrong. They went in and the lawyer didn't show up, and they got a default judgment. I settled the judgment. They turned around and said I didn't settle the judgment. Suge also alleged that the whole sale of Death Row was not just shady, but outright illegal. He accused Harris's wife and her legal team of knowingly lying in their bankruptcy filings from back in 1995. According to him, they denied having any ties to Death Row at the time, which Sh believes was a total cover-up.